Hey, you all. So I am back live, and if you hear any background, I'm sorry, but at this time, after all the changes that I had to go through, there is no more disappearing on my own to the dock and so forth and so on. So I'm gonna have to do everything, and things gonna be disturbed here a little bit. But I wanted to give you a huge, huge, huge thank you for supporting me through this last week. This was really difficult, and the result is in some aspects it's very damaging. In other aspects, it's essentially back to what it was prior to my husband's hospitalization. But there are a lot of things that got changed forever, and I have been writing down a bunch of different things. I just didn't have the emotional strength, believe it or not. Yes, the mindset guru still doesn't have the emotional strength to get on live and talk about it because it was just hitting me in a very deep way. But a couple of things that I wanted to tell you today. So first of all, for all of you who have been asking, thank you so much. The the physical aspect of his condition is I'm almost back to before hospitalization. Unfortunately, the mental aspect, the cognitive aspect, has taken a pretty darn big hit. But the beauty of it is that we still have like I'm so thankful that his sense of humor is still there, and it's just incredible to be able to go through this hardship with that. Hey, Jason, how you doing? But here's the thing that I wanted to share with you today about firsts and lasts. So and the guilt-free choices. I wrote a little piece to a friend in response to a question, and I wanted to share that with you. So think about this. We always talk about when we are talking about especially women making decisions, but men as well. So it's not exclusive. Hi, Heath. When we are making decisions as to whether we're going to go to work, even when we have children already, are we going to go to work? Are we going to pursue our business, maybe even online? Are we going to take time away from quote unquote time away from our children? These are very, very difficult decisions that women make and men make, especially when they are single parents. But we always kind of like balance that idea that I am doing this so I can provide a much better situation for my child. But here's the thing, talking about first, when we do that, and when we, let's say, put our child into daycare, we inevitably gonna miss some of the firsts, right? We're gonna miss some of their first steps. Maybe we miss their first steps. Maybe we miss their first running steps. Maybe we miss their first complete sentences. Maybe if we miss their first time when they score a goal. I mean, we consciously have to make a decision what we're gonna do in order to really support their future and make enough money and a good living to support them in the future. But at the same time, when we do that, we also decide to spend significant amount of time that is a quality time with them. Now, what I'm experiencing now is this complete opposite situation. I have my university life, and it's pretty intense right now with the lockdown and students having incredible stress, and they can't handle online learning. They may have some form of disability that really kicks into gear. So I have that as one side of what I need to do. And then, of course, I have my own other business on the side, which is the test and performance anxiety and all those different things that I help people with. So we have gotten to the point with this hospitalization now where I have to make a decision as a grown up, as a woman, as a wife. Because while as a mother we deal with the firsts, in this situation we may be dealing with the lasts. And the lasts are the last time when we really get to go out together and experience and really enjoy and understand a situation. Or maybe I will lose the last complete sentences, or maybe I will lose those last words. There are so many of or maybe I would lose the last real through heartfelt laugh when we both understood what this humor was about. When after 20 years, we are losing day by day by day by day something that has been part of our essential life. So, how do we balance the fact that we may be losing someone bit by bit by bit by bit? And this is kind of like just turning in my head that what does it feel like to have those firsts, and what does it feel like to have those lasts? And to what extent do I still take care of myself to make sure that I can take care of my loved one, and to make sure that I have the patience and I have the love that the relationship deserves? So I want to make sure that all of you parents out there who are working your tail off for your children, whether you are, in regular families, together, but or you are in or a single parent, or whether you are a caretaker who just desperately need your time for yourself for a couple minutes, couple hours a day. Please make sure that you understand that if you don't take care of yourself as well, even if you may lose those firsts or may lose those lasts, you need to take care of yourself, because guilt and love does not go together. That doesn't mean if you go and take care of yourself a little bit and you put that oxygen mask on yourself first, that does not mean that you don't love the person as deep as you can. So this was one of those things that where I give you a concrete example. I specifically asked him to just, please just go to bed at 10 o'clock and I tuck you in and everything is great. And then I can go and take my bathtub, because that, 30, 45 minutes of bathtub is when I really turn my head completely off and be able to set up for the now much, much more difficult nights, because I have to get up every time he gets up and I have to make sure that, he doesn't fall, nothing happens. So these are the moments that if you can give yourself, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or an hour, but those are sacred times, they will understand it. Your children will understand it, and your spouse or your loved ones will understand it. But you have to make sure that you do that so you fulfill yourself. So when you have the time that you have to give to them, you will have it. So understand, first and last are not too far apart, but you have to make sure that you do this guilt-free for yourself. So this is what and of course there are many methods to take apart and to help you with releasing the guilt, but to make sure that you keep that in mind when you're doing this, okay? So you are number one, no matter what the situation is, because if you are not great, if you're not healthy, if you're not happy, then your child is not going to be happy, and the person that you're taking care of is not going to be happy, okay? Your energy will be totally going through the whole process, all right? So that was for today. I am back after a week off, and I really, 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 really appreciate all your support, because at the end of the day, after exhausting days, first thinking that I lost him, then I got him back, and then what condition did I get him back? Now to see, putting the bits and pieces together, it was phenomenal to have my Facebook, group and friends to support me through this, because I have an incredible family. Don't get me wrong, my sisters and my mom, everybody's just amazing, but it was nice to know that a lot of communal prayers were coming in our way, okay? So this was one thing I discovered, but there's a bunch of things that I discovered this week that I'm gonna start sharing with you, and hopefully it resonates. If it did, pop a comment in. If you have a question, let me know, and we will, and I will respond to you, all right? Whenever and however I can. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Have a good night.